Hi, I'm Zen with Dear America. I'm here to talk to you today about climbing platforms. Seen a few of them on the market, figured it'd be a good video. Did a little bit of looking into them. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is a company, Barren Ridge, and they make two different climbing platforms, the Highlander and the Ascent 2. When I was on their site today, they were both sold out, so they must be getting pretty popular. It's a little different than the other two, but the basic gist of these climbing platforms is they hook on no different than like the bottom of a summit climber. And they have some mechanism that wraps around the back of the tree. You would use that in conjunction with your tether on the top to go up the tree and or down the tree unless you're rappelling. And when you get to the top of the tree, there's always some add-on to give some more support because anyone that saddle hunts knows that if you use the bottom of your summit climber platform and you get up there and you need to go around the side of the tree, that none of these things are going to take side pressure because they're made to have stable pressure, that you're sitting there, you're standing, but you're not going around the side of the platform and pushing on the side of it, or it's going to fall down and go boom. So the interesting thing about the Barren Ridge platforms is that you only hook one foot into the platform and use the other foot on the tree and kind of step on the tree and then pull up the platform with your other foot, and then do that a couple of times and then move your tether and keep moving up. It's an interesting thing. And then at the end of your ascent up, then you take the strap off of your boot that's holding your boot into the platform and wrap it around the back of the tree to be your second point of contact. It's a pretty simple concept. Looks pretty light. I want to say it was about 3 pounds. But that's just the first one. So moving on, then I was looking at Broadside stands. Has two different platforms, and you can see them pictured right now. I think the one I took a picture of was the Mark II, but there's also a version 1. Same kind of deal, except 2 feet into it, and you're pulling your feet up and then shortening your tether, pull your foot up a second time, then lengthen the tether out, move it up, rinse and repeat. And you can do that all the way up, all the way down, unless you're rappelling. What I noticed in the video with the Broadside stands is there's a lot of moving parts. You don't actually leave that, it's like a flexible wire that goes behind the tree. You don't leave that there where you hunt. You just take it out, and it's hooked in with, I want to say it's 4 Prusik, 2 on each side of the stand. It just looks like a lot of stuff to be doing, especially in the dark if you're hunting in the morning, getting set up before light, which is the headlamp. Just my opinion, never climbed with it. Just looks like a lot of stuff to be moving around. Wasn't a huge fan for that reason. Then moving on to the last one is actually the first one I found, which is just ran into it on YouTube, and it's called Panther Platform, Panther Platform's Quick Climber. That is an interesting one. It's a 2 feet thing, so you're putting both feet in and pulling both feet up at a time, and no different than any kind of a climber. It has something around the back. They have like a more of a stiff rubber piece that it's nice because it operates on like a pin system, so you can pull it out, put it back in, and they even say you can of course the clock will go off in the video, that you could go around limbs with it, just like I do when I'm one sticking, that you can get up to the limb, detach it, pull it back up, and keep going and climb over limbs. So the difference in that one versus the first one, how it attaches, is they actually have a post. So the post stays down flat where your feet are until you get to the top where you're actually going to set it, and then you fold the post out, and then your other point of contact is that you hook a buckle strap onto a Versa button, clamp it on, and then that secures it. I actually talked to Seth, the owner. He takes all the phone calls. That is a remarkable thing. Like, you call, this guy answers. It's not like an answering service. You don't email him and wait. He literally goes, all phone calls go to his cell phone. Nice guy. That the angled parts that hold, no different than your wire on the Viper or on some of these other ones, it's a piece of belt. There's always that angled up piece, and he actually stands on those pieces and says that's the most comfortable way that he climbs with it. The center of that platform is much different than your normal climber, because normally with the climbers you just have bars across. This is more of a, I don't know if it was aluminum, but it's formed. Whatever it is, formed. It's got different shakes, and there's a hole in the center to give you a place to push off if you're going around the side of the tree either direction. Not a huge hole like you're gonna fall through, like something to push off of. And that one was he said 5.25 pounds wise. It's an interesting setup. You should go to his YouTube and check out the video. Just brought the topic up because it just seems to be the next evolution from one sticking, is that you're able to get up the tree no matter what your physical status is, that you can kind of inch your way up the tree. Might take longer, might not. I'm definitely going to do a video on that earlier. One of my buddies I hunt with says we'll see what's faster. And also going to make a video where I'm going to chop up my summit climber that I'm not using, and I'm going to modify it into one of these climbing stands, and that'll be an interesting build. I already found the parts. I think it's going to cost me about $40, but you guys check out those things and drop some comments in the below. I want to hear what you guys think. I mean, I use a one stick. I use Slick Rick from Out on the Limb. It's not a crazy amount of work to go up the tree. It's always work to go 20-30 feet up no matter what you're using. But do you think this is going to be easier, harder, faster? What do you think of those individual climbing stands? And I'll catch you on the next one.